What is health equity? What are health inequalities? And when are inequalities inequitable? Why an equity lens? Okay, I hear you. Hi, I'm Katerina, and in this episode, I'm going to try to offer answers to your most urgent queries about this podcast series. So first things first, health inequalities and inequities. Imagine a grandparent and a grandchild. Who would you say is likely to have better health? And who is at greater risk of illness? The older person, I hear you say? And of course, you would be right. Without taking anything else into consideration, the chances are the odds the older person has of suffering ill health will be higher compared to those of the younger generation. And we don't even need to ask statisticians to tell us this. Life experience makes us abundantly confident. And that's okay. That's human nature. We can't all be the same and have the exact same health outcomes or life expectancy. We are different, we are unequal, and that's fine. So what seems to be the issue everyone talks about these days? When are health inequalities inequitable and therefore an unavoidable injustice? We often use the term health inequalities when what we truly mean is health inequities. So that is differences in health that are due to non-medical factors such as housing, transportation, education, or polluted air and water. And the fact that these factors, so the social determinants as we call them, bring about systematic and unjust health inequalities that could be avoided by reasonable means is what makes them into health inequities. Put it simply, health inequalities describe the dimension of a difference, but health inequities encompass the moral judgment about their upstream causes. But since health is a human right, the fact that we keep talking about health inequalities and yet these keep increasing and the gaps between different social groups widening, as the COVID-19 pandemic made particularly evident, this is very concerning. It's no longer enough to identify and measure health inequalities. No, we need to step up and act to reduce health inequities. And even if you didn't care about the moral aspect around human rights, the economic burden that ensues from both direct and indirect costs related to health inequities is becoming almost innumerable. So you're probably getting now why the equity lens. The suggestion can't simply be more of, so more funding or more services. That is not realistic, as resources, any type of resources, will always be limited. Instead, an equity lens needs to be applied to guide the resource allocation based on need so that everyone has an equal chance at living their best lives and healthiest lives. And these decisions cannot be taken at random or based on gut feelings. Research is here to offer the evidence required. Research is what can guide us in keeping the balance between actions focused on improving population health and actions targeting health inequities. And these themselves can be ethically laden research questions. But what is important is that from research question building to data gathering all the way to dissemination, we look at every research step through an equity lens. And now you'll say, yeah, thanks, easy to say, not so easy to do. And I would agree. The implementation of an equity lens in all that we do is necessary. But that doesn't make it easy nor straightforward. So we invite you to listen to our podcast where we raise some of the challenges and the hurdles and have those discussions. Share your thoughts with us with #ImplementEquity. Collectively, we just stand better chances of finding answers and solutions. Patient and public involvement helps us apply an equity lens in research, in practice, in policy. But what about applying an equity lens to the patient and public involvement structures and processes themselves? That shall be our challenge in the upcoming episode. But just before that, what is the vision of the Applied Research Collaboration in Northwest Coast when it comes to equity? And how can you get involved? Listen to the next episode for the ARC Director's Professor Matt Gabe responses when he was asked.